I mean, when you think about it, everything you kind of do is really around the experience you get.
Mhm.
One example I always give to people is, I like fast food as much as the next guy does. But you go to a place like a Chick-fil-A, and the kind of experience you have there is a lot
Yes.
different than the experience that you have, I'll just say, for the sake of protecting other brands, other fast food restaurants.
Yes. Right.
And it's not because the food is that much better. I mean, you could argue it is, but really it's because you get quick service. The line could
Mhm.
be around the building twice, and yet you still know it's going to move quickly just
Yeah.
because the people there know what they're doing and they just give you a positive experience. And that releases so much tension and friction and doubt
Yes.
and fear in the whole experience that it makes you want to go back because you trust it.
Yes.
And that's why the customer experience is so important. You could say it's all about the product or it's all about the price, and those things definitely play a large role. But to underestimate the role the experience plays is really to sell yourself short, because it adds up. That friction and that anxiety really does add up, and it pushes people in the wrong direction.
I love that you use Chick-fil-A as an example. I use them all the time. And personally, my experience has been that I've never had a better lesson in etiquette than going through the doors at a Chick-fil-A, because it seems like, and it's so in front of my face now. I can't not see it. But every time I go into the restaurant physically,
Mm-hmm.
I am reminded about that there are people out there, and I don't know if it just exists in that one microcosm or not, but that people do know how to say please and thank you, and they do know how to hold a door and let someone else or wait for you to get there. It's a crazy thing, because a lot of the experience I'm having is with the team members themselves, because
Mm-hmm.
they're carrying food out in and out and they're
Right.
holding the door. But I see it replicated immediately with customers that are doing it for the team member or vice versa. And it's just such a pleasant experience to walk through those doors and feel like, oh man, the door is being held for me, or I got to hold it for someone else. And I haven't even got to into the restaurant yet. I think it's a perfect example.
Yeah, when we happen to go to some other fast food and just the chaos ensues in the drive-through lane or having to
Yep.
go inside, I often turn to my wife and say, this is just uncivilized. Like
Yeah.
this isn't the way things are meant to be, So
No, it's so true. That's the best way to describe it. Yeah, and from a business metric standpoint, I think Chick-fil-A is killing it. I
yeah.
think their numbers are more than all the other ones combined. I think if I read that right recently, which just and they're not even open on Sundays.
Hmm.
So to the nature of experience, you're right on.
Exactly.
Um, you know, I think that experience is paramount today. It's one of the most critical things we can think about as marketers, and as business growth leaders, because people, and I've said this on lots of my recent podcasts, because we're talking a lot about brand and culture and those kind of things, but people want to feel connected to the thing that they're doing. And
Mhm.
so that experience is very important for them to feel like it's maybe not, it doesn't have to be hyper personalized. I think it depends on what medium or format or platform they're on, but they need to feel like it's making sense, more and more sense to them.